Hey everyone, welcome to the Resilience Flow Breakdown. Alright, so this flow starts off in Warrior with the right hand on top. I'm going to throw the mace over my left shoulder, and as I bring it around, I'm going to take my bottom hand off, catch with the back of my hand, and slide my hand up toward the globe. Then I'm going to follow the momentum and bring the mace into a sword cradle. I'm going to step back into a dragon step, fire my arrow from the cradle, and then I'm going to crush the mace as I pivot out of the step 4, turn around into standing structure while firing the mace in the other direction. Now, just like in the waterfall flow, I'm going to throw the tail to give it some momentum, let it travel overhead to landmark 4, and catch in an over grip close to the head of the mace. And I can show you what that looks like from the front. Here's my arrow. I'm going to throw the tail away, let the momentum carry it overhead to landmark 4, and switch to an over grip. I'm going to drive my left leg up, come out into a step 2, release the mace with my right hand, and extend my left hand out long. As I bring my arms together, I'm going to come into this wide-legged squat. I'm going to grab the mace with my right hand underneath of my left. And then I'm going to take the mace over to the other side, coming into a step 2. And here's what that looks like from the front. So I'm going to drive my leg up, come out into a step 2, bring the mace in front of me as I come into a wide-legged squat, switch hands, and then switch to step 2 on the other side. So now I'm going to tilt my wrist down so that I can cast the head of the mace and then follow the momentum all the way around and come back into that wide-legged stance as I catch with my other hand. And here's a close-up of what my hands look like. I guess technically you'd call this an under grip, but it looks a little bit strange since my hands are behind my back here. Now, keeping my feet planted, I'm going to shift to a left side step 2. And I'm going to use my leg as a springboard to kick off and stand up, and at the same time release the mace with my right hand. I'm going to push down on the globe and let the tail swing behind me as I do a quarter turn to the side and curl the mace up into high guard. Here we go again in slow motion for the folks at home. Step 2, kick off, swoop the tail behind, come up into high guard. I'm going to step forward and punch the mace across from my left shoulder, aiming for my right hip, keeping the tail as close to my arm as possible. And then I'm going to let the tail swing in front, and I'm going to curl up and switch hands. As I switch hands, I'm going to do a crescent step with my right foot so that now I'm quarter turn and facing the front again. And at the same time, I'm bringing that mace through a crescent swing and winding up into a sword cradle so that we are able to go and do this flow on the other side now. So I'm going to step back into a step 4 with my left leg and fire the arrow from my cradle. I'm going to apply anti-rotation by crushing the mace, and then I'm going to pivot out into standing structure, scooping down with my arrow and turn around to the other side. I'm going to throw the tail, end up in an over grip in landmark 4. I'm going to drive my right leg up and come out into a step 2 as I release the mace and punch out to the side. I'm going to switch the mace into the other hand, coming into a wide-legged squat, and then I'm going to open up to the other side, coming into a step 2. Then I'm going to cast the mace down, catch it behind my back in a wide-legged squat. I'm going to shift to a step 2 on the right-hand side. I'm going to kick off of that right leg while releasing the mace and pushing the globe down. Let the tail swoop behind and come up into a high guard. From high guard, I'm going to punch diagonally from my shoulder to my left hip as I step forward. And then I'm going to punch across again, stepping forward with a crescent step so that I'm facing back towards the front. And I'm ready to take this flow again on the other side if I choose. Thank you so much for joining me for the Resilience Flow Breakdown. If you try this flow, please tag Dr. Squats 2 Lost in New York. And as always, please reach out if you have any questions.